ladies and gentlemen. Sit back and relax as we bring you another episode of The Good Life. Here is your host, Edward. Good morning. I am your friendly neighbor, Edward, your host, music operator, and visual aid operator for another episode of The Good Life. In this show, we discuss pressing issues affecting the well-being of the human person in the midst of science and technology. Yesterday, our guests tackled cyberbullying and the measures put in place in order to protect the human person in the age of social media. Today, we focus on another important issue, on the human body being the vessel of the soul, and the need to transcend beyond our appetitive state to fully realize our rational being. What is this all about? Let's watch this video.
Our vision is the worldwide adoption of ecologically, socially, and economically sound systems based on the principles of organic agriculture. Health, ecology, fairness, and care. This means growing food in a way that sustains the health of people and the planet, that nourishes living ecological systems and cycles, that builds relationships, ensuring fairness both among people and in their relations to other living beings, and also protects and cares for the health and well-being of current and future generations as well as the environment. Find out how you can join us in cultivating
Today we will deal with organic agriculture, particularly the local Philippine policy that provides for the propagation of this practice. For today's episode of The Good Life, we invited key stakeholders who shall explain to us how this policy protects the well-being of the human person in the midst of science and technology. From the farming sector, we have farmers Jill and Alma. From the business sector, we have farming business tycoon Joanne. From the government sector, Science and Technology Secretary Annalyn and Environment Secretary Alice. And finally, we have organic farming advocate and principal author of the bill, Lauren. Let's get the ball rolling, and let me start with you, Lauren. You have this imaginary mirror right in front of you now. What do you want to tell yourself about why we need organic farming?
Okay, so hi everyone. Hi Edward. Good morning. So as we all know, the population of our precious planet is skyrocketing. So there is the provision of food for everyone is becoming extremely difficult. There's a need for sustainable cultivation and production of food for all. Before, we are so fascinated with green revolution and its chemical-based technology. But nowadays, this technology is beginning to lose its appeal because of unsustainable issues. And then what else? Pollution and climate change are also the other negative externalities that arise from this technology. So we need food. We need good food for this generation and for future generations without destroying the environment.
Thank you. I think I can relate to that as a consumer. I feel that these days we have fewer and fewer options for healthy food, and I feel that our food security and safety at the same time are endangered. So given that that's your take on why we need organic farming, we could probably ask the business perspective on this. And I'll ask Joanne now, what does she think the business sector can do to help solving this problem of food safety and security?
Well, first and foremost, let me greet the audience. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Money is not a problem. We in the business sector can actually lend financial assistance to the government and even fund scientific researches, but most especially if there is something in it for us.
Well, I have ideas about what probably the business sector can do, but it's better that we ask the farmers because they are the people on the ground doing this practice. So, Alma, what do you think can the business sector do?
Okay, good morning. Good morning. I think the presence of generous businessmen plays a significant role for us farmers and small landowners because whether we like it or not, the demands of our productivity increases a lot. And we need some more modern technological equipments and approaches that satisfies these needs.
So for Alma, it's the traditional perspective, more equipment, more productivity. Now it interests me if our farmer guests this morning are actually aware of Republic Act 10068 or the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010 in the Philippines. We have, of course, the principal author of the bill here, and she will now share with us the purpose of this bill. It's Senator Lauren.
Okay, so let me just tell you what Republic Act 10068 is all about. So it is known as the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010. So basically, its main objective is to promote, propagate, develop further, and implement the practice of organic agriculture in the Philippines that will cumulatively condition and enrich the fertility of the soil, increase farm productivity, reduce pollution and destruction of the environment, prevent the depletion of natural resources, further protect the health of farmers, consumers, and the general public, and save on imported farm inputs. So this policy is also aimed towards promotion of community-based organic agriculture systems, which include farmer-produced purely organic fertilizers such as compost, pesticides, and other farm inputs, and a nationwide educational and promotional campaign for their use and processing, as well as adoption of organic agriculture system as a viable alternative.
Wow. So let me get this straight. It sounds so poetic to me. Initially, when I heard of the bill, I thought it's simply an agricultural bill, the usual. But based on the description, Madam Senator, it appears that this is not simply an agricultural bill. It appears to me as if it's a bill that is linked with the well-being of the human person. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So it's now going to be really interesting to ask about the different perspectives about how this bill you think could protect the well-being of the human person, especially now that we see science and technology creeping into our everyday lives. And I will start with our farmer guest, Jill.
Yes, good morning, Edward. Good morning, Senator. I love your bill po. I love you talaga. In our case, I think that bill would protect or encourage farmers to practice more of organic farming. So we are very, very much looking forward of the implementation of the bill. So you know, ma'am, I am a member of FRESH, as in Fresh na Fresh. FRESH stands for Farmers Responsible for Ecological Sustainability and Happiness. Our goal, I mean, these farmers believe that we are thrown into this world. Our forefathers are thrown, but we know our purpose. That the final fulfillment of being a farmer is to produce quality, healthy, and fresh products from the farm into your plate. That is the essence of being a farmer. O, di ba, Wheeler?
That's interesting. Yes, Alma.
I'm sorry to slightly disagree with you. Based on our experience as a farmer, we need to increase our productivity because of the demand of the market. So that is why we tend to adopt the modern techniques, the modern technology. Why? Because it increases our harvest. Okay? Not only that, it gives us efficiency. Another one is it gives us the comfort on the movement of our products from our farm towards the local markets. And besides that, using fertilizers and agrochemical is also very, very beneficial to us. Why? Because according to report, 40% of the world's potential crop production is lost annually, okay, due to the effects of weeds, pests, and diseases. So that's why we need also fertilizers.
So those are two polarizing points of view. Probably our business representative could shed light on this.
I actually agree with Farmer Alma with what she said. What we need now is modern technology, one that can actually answer to the ever-increasing demand for food supply. and it can only be possible if we use more pesticides, more fertilizers, and probably GMOs. Okay. However, aside from that, aside from the fast food production, there will be a very faster return of investment, not just for us in the business sector, but for the farmers as well, who we all know needs to put foods on their tables and at the same time provide money for their families.
Ay, madam, very, very wrong. Remember, money is only a mean to an end. That is not the final good. Plus, remember that there is always danger in our overdependence to technology. Right, madam?
I agree with you, Jill, because we are becoming slaves of technology. We are slowly losing our own dignity, and that's really sad to hear.
Well, these are insightful contradictions, but before things heat up further, why don't we ask the principal author of the bill to settle these contradictions? Let's ask Lauren about her philosophical basis in passing the bill.
Okay, you should address me as Senator Lauren.
Senator Lauren, not
Okay.
Legarda.
Yes, okay. So, well, first of all, I want to contribute to the achievement of a good life of the human persons, especially the Filipinos. I wanted to contribute by passing a bill that will provide them with options for healthier living and at the same time, options to exercise the doctrine of the mean. So this bill is all about that. Patiently farming to have a good food that will nourish our body. So for me, the practice of organic agriculture contributes to the health and well-being of soil, of plants, of animals, of humans and the earth in general. So for example, it provides pollution-free and chemical-free food items for humans. So it is also interesting because it combines tradition, innovation, science, and technology to promote a good quality of life.
Wow. Yes, Madam
I
Secretary.
absolutely agree with you, Senator Lauren. Me, as the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, and my whole team support RA 10068 by formulating programs and projects to develop and promote organic agriculture. And how we do this? We partner with academia, especially those with strategic agricultural based universities and colleges. We even provide financial assistance. Let me correct it. Boundless financial assistance.
Wow, boundless financial assistance. May I ask, Madam Secretary, why are you providing this assistance to our partners?
Excellence. We strive for excellence. We want excellence for the benefit of the common people because we believe that constant practice of this excellence, though it requires time and experience, is our own happiness. The happiness of the common good is also our own happiness. That is our ultimate goal, the very reason for our existence.
Wow, that's very poetic. Thank you for giving us the science and technology perspective. The environment perspective is now going to be shared to us by Madam Secretary Alice.
Yes, thank you, Edward. Good morning, audience, and my co-panelists here. Good morning. So on my side, I really go with Madam Secretary and our very loving Senator Bill. So I am really with that organic farming because the process itself, no matter that it's a long process, it accounts sustainability. In what points? Although there are too many, but I just need to consider two. One, crop rotation. You know, whenever farmers chooses what crops to be planted every after 3 months, every after 6 months, or even a year, that rotation consider already bringing in the best nutrients to the soil. Another one, it also destroys the habitat of the insects pests. Another point to consider is the technology itself. The technology that consider the proper waste management of our livestock. So they know where to give in, you know, the manure of these animals that we have. that much that we are dependent already to, the product of these animals. So organic farmers can attend to this, considering that in the process, as I said, that is really very long, yet it builds, good nutrients into the soil. It reduces leaching of nitrates, which thus are coming from, other side of the fertilizers, not the organic one. Then it leads to the ground soil, leading to the big bodies of water, that if these are absent, these nitrates are absent, then we will have that flourishing, end of our aquatic lives. So our fishes, our aquatic plants will tremendously grow. And that provides exactly good life as well.
Thank you. Interesting point of view. Madam Senator would like to also share something about soil quality in relation to organic farming.
Okay, so RA 10068, Ma'am Alice, that's really correct. So RA 10068 is in fact, it really covers soil fertility management. So the organic production system as well is designed to increase soil biological activity and maintain long-term soil fertility.
Thank you, Madam Senator Lauren. So based on the insights I gained from you, it appears that RA 10068 is indeed one that will allow the environment and the human person to flourish amid science and technology. If this succeeds in its implementation, and we do hope, we're positive that it will succeed in implementation, I think that it will unconceal the human person through healthy food choices and food safety and security. This bill has the potential to bring forth solutions to our conventional food problems. I would like to thank our guests this morning, Alma, Jill, Joanne, Annalene, Alice, and Madam Senator Lauren, not Legarda, for giving us a very insightful discussion. This morning we gained a new perspective about the potential of organic farming to contribute to eudaimonia, or the good life. We would like to thank our studio audience, we would like to thank our television viewers, and we would like to thank also our sponsors, Regency Inn Davao, Chippets Buffet, Nature Spring Mineral Water, and Ateneo de Davao. Again, this is Edward, and this is The Good Life.